My name is Eddie Chien. I'm with Delmonico Kitchen Bar. Being Chinese, I have a preference growing up. This is what I'm comfortable with. And also in its diversity, depending on what mood I'm in, depending on what kind of food I'm craving for, there seems to be always something that will fit. So it's something that I kind of lean toward to. To describe the flavor of Chinese food, it's pretty wide-ranging. It goes from savory to sweet, goes from spicy to mild. So there's a lot of different regions in China that has its own very distinct flavors. But one unifying flavor, I would say, is probably ginger, scallion, soy sauce, a little bit of rice wine that seems to be prevalent in most regions. Today we're going to be making a braised pork belly that it started out as a favorite of the staff here. We tend to be refining it as we go, and we use it from time to time for special tastings because it takes about 7 to 8 hours to cook. So here you have a nice pork belly with the skin on, and we have some house-made 5-spice. Basically, we use cinnamon, Szechuan peppers, cloves, and a little bit of star anise only. And you want to get this kind of nicely mixed. And with something like this, you want to rub it really good because you don't want any excess that goes into the oil. So you want to get a nice coating, only enough to cover the surface. The spice will actually end up being a nice crust on the pork. And what we'll do with this is that we'll marinate it overnight to give it a little more flavor, plus the spice will adhere to the skin better. Okay, so the pork has been marinated for about 10 hours, and we've started cooking the pork about 6 hours ago at about a temperature of 170 degrees. What we do differently here is we braise it in oil actually. And the reason we do it is because of the oil and moisture boundary. It doesn't allow the juices from the pork to escape. If you braise it in a liquid, usually it tends to run dry. There's a crossover of the braising liquid and the pork. So the way we do it in oil is that it seals in all the juices. We tend to find that adds to the flavor and also the texture of the pork. Okay, so after about 7 hours, it's ready to go. And usually you can tell by how soft it's become. And because it's cooking in such a low temperature, there is very little color change, except the skin was tinted by the spices. As you can see, it's very, very tender. And usually we don't like to cut it at this time because it's very soft. So we will refrigerate it for a couple of hours, let it set up, and then we'll get nice slices out of it. Okay, so after a couple of hours, we had time to chill it down. We sliced them thin, and we re-steamed it just to make sure it comes back to the right texture that we want. So over here we have some buns. This is a couple of different ways that I like to eat them. My favorite is the buns because I tend to eat more northern style, whereas the south eats more rice. So what we do with this is that we get a nice piece in there, a little bit of the Mongolian sauce that we make here, a little bit of cucumber just to give it some crunch. And here we have the steamed buns. And the other way that is a favorite of the staff here is just over some steamed rice. And never hurts to have a little bit of sauce in there as well. A little crispy garlic to add texture to it. And there's a couple of different ways we like to serve pork belly here.